Today I'll be going through the 4 best side hustles that students or actually anyone in Singapore can use to earn some additional side income. Cost in Singapore has been steadily rising for the past few years and inflation is at an all-time high. Households are finding it extremely difficult to cope with these rising costs, and many households are finding a need to find additional sources of income, whether it be picking up a side hustle or sometimes even a second job on top of their primary one. Similarly, students are feeling the pinch and many students are looking to find additional sources of income to supplement what their parents are giving them. If you're a student watching this, I was in your shoes not too long ago, and trust me, I've tried every single side hustle I could get my hands and time on in order to save up for that shiny new console or that new gaming PC. Today, I'll be sharing that knowledge with you. Additionally, as an added bonus, I'll be adding on some worst side hustles that you should definitely avoid as a student. Let's go. The first category that we are looking at is actually service-based apps, and mainly in Singapore it's Quest that has the largest following and platform of users, active users per month. Other platforms like Carousel have tried to list their jobs, but the jobs on there are mainly not as extensive as those found in Quest. They are also more tailored towards very specific niches like domestic helpers wanted, vocational drivers, etc. So on Quest, somewhere around here, you should be seeing the kind of jobs that can be found, and there are a whole range of jobs, and these are miscellaneous tasks that are posted by all people all over Singapore, and this can range from things like helping me with homework to some very interesting ones like doing my laundry. So as you can see from here, the amount that you can earn from Quest really ranges. The cheapest task seems to be from starts at $5 to $10, and it can range upwards of few $100s. So it really depends on your comfort level and ability to be able to do these tasks that are listed. A word of caution here, I have seen certain listings like this whereby people post jobs asking you to attend financial workshops. They promise you $600, and on top of that, I'm going to give you an iPad. Now, from what I understand from my acquaintances in the financial consultant industry, these are actually so-called traps to get you to join their financial workshops, whereby they will pressure you to sign up as a financial consultant. Okay, after which the person who referred you in the first place gets about a few $1,000s. So, although it might sound like a good deal that you are going for this workshop to get on, you'll be getting $600 and an iPad on top of that. The person who has referred you there is actually earning even more, and you're just going to be sucked into this loop. So unless you're sure you want to be a financial consultant, please think twice before going for this kind of financial workshop. The second category that we're looking at is actually part-time jobs, mainly in F&B and retail, because these are the ones that have a high turnover of manpower. F&B stands for food and beverage, and you'll be doing jobs like cashiering or serving food, or maybe even doing simple food preparation if you have the skills that they are looking for. And the pay for this can range from $12 to $20 per hour. Usually it pays on the higher end when jobs are taken on a last minute basis and they are in a manpower crunch. Retail, similarly, you can expect to stand in a shop and have some basic knowledge of the product that you are selling, and this can range from clothing to electronic gadgets to any other industry that requires manpower at a physical shop. Pay is quite similar to F&B. It can be slightly higher because they are mainly sales-based, ranging from about $15 to $25 per hour. This option can be good for students if you are looking to get some exposure into the F&B industry, or actually to find out what goes on behind the scenes in retail, or if you are retail, or if you want to join retail in a certain kind of shop that you're interested in, for example, an electronic shop, or maybe even an Apple part-time employee because you have a passion for Apple products. So if that's the case, then you have a second reason to join this apart from the hourly wage they are earning, which is a nice bonus, so you can consider this. However, usually these kind of jobs are hard to come by and may need to be referred from a friend or word of mouth. Places to find this kind of jobs would be Telegram groups. You'll find that Telegram groups is quite a good recurring source of information. Telegram groups like SG Part-Time Jobs can frequently post these jobs for students. The third group that students can consider as a side hustle is things like food delivery services or item delivery services. And there are many platforms for this, including Grab, Deliveroo, Foodpanda. Now bear in mind that these are ultimately logistical services, so they may require some transport of some kind, for example a car, a motor vehicle, or some people do choose to deliver these things by bike. Previously, there was some controversy around the amounts that food delivery riders can make. Not too long ago, there was a Mothership article making its rounds, and there was some controversy surrounding a food delivery driver who worked 31 days straight and managed to make $8,000 to $9,000. Now, for students, this is not encouraged, as it would be extremely tiring for you. Not to mention, it's quite dangerous if you are traveling on the roads with very little sleep. However, if you are doing it purely on a part-time basis, on occasional off days in the afternoons, provided you have the driving license and ability to deliver the food there and you meet the age requirements, you can be expected to earn about $15 to $25 per hour depending on the timing of the day where you work. Peak timings like lunch and dinner times, you get to earn more, and also on days like public holidays and weekends. For our fourth and final side hustle that students can look forward to is actually tuition jobs. And this was the one that, after exploring so many types of side hustles, I eventually settled on as the one that I was most comfortable with and the one that actually can make you the most income. Many students are very worried about starting tuition assignments. They're worried about their own competency, they're worried about the students not getting the results, and then they're worried about maybe parents getting upset. If you're in that camp, I would advise that you step out of your own comfort zone and try. Because if you were to never try, you will never know. Contrary to popular belief, many parents are not as demanding as we like to think. Many of them understand that if students are giving tuition, for many students it is the first time, and they are also trying to help their child as much as possible based on their past experience and expertise. Many parents are very open with their expectations, and similarly for yourself, if you're a tutor trying to give tuition for the first time, do manage these expectations with the parents from the get-go. If things like if the parents are expecting the student to improve from a D to an A in a short span of 3 months, maybe it's time to sit the parent down and kind of tell them that, hey, maybe not. For tuition gigs, there are many places where you can find them, but recently the most active platform is actually Telegram groups, very similar to the part-time jobs in category 2. Now, there are 3 main tuition Telegram groups that you can find in Singapore, and they're listed here, here, and here. And the format of groups that are posted are in this format that you can see over here. There are 2 main forms of application. Firstly, you can go through some kind of agent whereby they would match you to the needs of parents and students, and usually that's a higher hit rate for you. If you get matched, you can be quite sure that the parent has already read through the CV that you submitted and are keen to engage with you. The second kind of application is direct. Through these Telegram groups that I mentioned previously, you directly click apply, and then your credentials, your photo and CV is sent to whoever posted that job. So the second method is more of a mixed bag, as people who posted those jobs can get tens, dozens of applicants, and then they will have to sieve through, and many times it comes down to either a very nice photo or a very impressive CV. So if you're a student just starting out, that might be a bit difficult for you. So agent matching might be the best choice. So as you guys can see, the amount of remuneration a tutor can get can vary quite a lot. It can start from 35 per hour at the primary school levels and go up to $70 or $80 per hour at the JCID level. And it also varies whether you're providing one-to-one tuition, face-to-face tuition, or online tuition, or group tuition. Did I overlap? So Basically, there's a wide range, but if you look at the hourly rate, it starts at a higher level than either doing part-time jobs, food delivery, or even task-based services. And along the way, frankly, when you give tuition, you stand to learn a lot as you are teaching the student. When I was a student, I gave a lot of tuition. Like in a week, I would be giving tuition 5 evenings, maybe 4 weekdays and 1 weekend. But it never got tiring because it was so fulfilling. Money aside, and don't let anyone tell you that money is not the main thing. I mean, in the first place, obviously, we are giving tuition to earn an additional income, but when you see students improve, and sometimes they improve not in grades, but in things like mindset, tenacity, willingness to work harder, that is really, really motivating and an experience you cannot get anywhere else. So as a bonus in this category, we are talking about Snap Ask. Now, this is obviously not a sponsored video, but it was just a very interesting platform that I found while doing research for this video. So Snap Ask is actually a company that's established in Hong Kong, and then they moved to Singapore in 2015. And how they work is that they pay tutors per question asked by students. Some people refer it as Tinder for tutors or Uber for tutors, in the sense that it's very ad hoc. So students pose a question, and for every question that you answer, you get paid. The amount is $1. I don't know whether recently they have changed the payment scheme, but that is the latest that I've heard. Now, tutors can expect to make quite a good earning from this. Previously, I've heard that tutors make 1,000 to 1,500 per month SGD based on doing 1 to 2 hours of question answering per day. A few small caveats. On this platform, you have to answer the students' questions until they are satisfied. That may or may not be a difficult task depending on the kind of students you get, but I believe that students on this platform would have their expectations already tapered down. So there are definitely a few side hustles that you shouldn't even consider, and there are many, but I'll just tell you about 4 of them. First one is online surveys. So online surveys, they promise you the moon, but they don't deliver anything. Is that the saying? They promise you up to $100, $200 per day just sitting at home doing surveys. No, I don't even want to explain, just don't do them. Second is website and app testing services. I have a few friends, not myself, I have a few friends who tried to do these things, and they had to commit quite a lot of time to sit down through a call with somebody online to go through the whole process of web testing. Eventually, none of them got paid. So it's a little bit grey, and a lot of times these website and apps are based overseas, so it's very hard to make sure that you get paid. So I recommend against it. The third one is actually online translation services. Now this one is listed on certain websites as a good way for students to earn money. However, in Singapore, if you're anything like me, bilingual, English not there, 华语也不大好, a bit difficult. And nowadays, there are so many online translation apps and AI, so stay away from that. And the fourth way is by investing or trading. Now, if you're a student under the age of 21, it is probably the best time for you to get your savings in order. It's not the time for you to go all in, to go trade, because you have seen some financial guru on Instagram or TikTok showing you their 6-figure portfolio that they made in 1 year. Controversial thought, but I believe most of them are either lucky during the bull run of COVID, or it's just not true. And even if they were that good, it would take many years of practice before you got to that level. So do not blindly throw your savings into these investment trading attempts. If anything, if you do want to start learning, use paper trading, but by no means I am not a financial guru. I'm a very boring person that believes in earning hourly income, like giving tuition. So I hope that you guys have learned something today. These are 4 best ways to earn a side income in Singapore as a student, or really as anybody. My recommended is to give tuition. No matter what education background you're from, no matter what your tutoring experience, it is something that as long as you're willing to step out of your comfort zone for the first time, you will be able to do. And it is the one whereby the remuneration is the greatest as well. This is Lincoln Yu. I hope you learned something. Thank you very much. Good night.